Hello and welcome. I am Joe Ligato, and this is the Joe Ligato Show. We're going to be doing a question and answer segment today on our first few live streams. And the question that I'm going to be answering is, how has the lack of generational wealth and financial support from the boomer generation impacted younger generations? Well, younger generations have known that they're going to have a lower living standard than prior generations. And that is extremely demoralizing. I talked about this in earlier segments, but my generation uh, became adults during the 2007-2008 financial crisis. And then if we went on for higher education, such as a master's or doctorate, a lot of us would have been finishing our degrees, our higher education uh, degrees during a time of the global pandemic. And jobs were just not hiring at that point. There was a lot of chaos and instability. And so things are rapidly changing. We're seeing that the world order that developed after World War II is just kind of collapsing, and it's very noticeable. And millennials, Gen Z, and to a decently large extent, Gen X, really has nothing to fall back on. They do not have assets they own. And some of this seems to at least be partially uh, by design. You have organizations like the World Economic Forum outright stating that uh, people will own nothing and be happy, and that's exactly what you're saying. You're saying that generations after the baby boomers have been renters. They've not really owned much of anything. They haven't owned their house. They rent their car. They lease their car. They don't have built up assets. They don't have a retirement to look forward to. The entire system is built on things like Social Security, where you need more people paying into the Social Security system than you have people actually using the Social Security system. And so younger generations have recognized for their entire adult life that they're going to have a lower living standard than the baby boomer generation. And that's extremely demoralizing. No matter what they do, no matter how much education they get, again, millennials are the most educated generation in history. There's nothing they can do to actually resolve this problem without the baby boomers, who have still been holding on to power, without their help. And it's obvious that the younger generations are not going to get that help. We're going to talk about this in another segment when I discuss individualism and the independent level of development. There's really dependence, independence, and then interdependence. But that individualism, that independent nature of the baby boomers works really well when there's a time of abundance and the baby boomers can just take whatever they want. But for future generations, when baby boomers didn't really leave much, left crumbs for the younger generations, uh, individualism, independence doesn't really work as well when there's not as much to go around. And so uh, I feel like the lack of generational wealth and financial support from the boomer generation has led to very demoralized generations. It's led to people checking out of society. You have massive amounts of drug overdoses, obesity's out of control. People aren't leaving their house. There's various uh, movements, the involuntary celibate people, um, just people all across the board are decoupling from society. They're detaching, disconnecting from society. And that's largely because opportunities have faded away across the board, whether it's in terms of work opportunities or in terms of friendships and relationships. The baby boomers have really created a situation where they were largely able to be successful through reasons outside of things they did. It was their parents and the fact that the supposed old world of Europe was up in flames that led to the baby boomers having such a time of abundance. And their lack of forethought about what comes after them, what legacy are they leaving, has led younger generations who recognize this to just be uh, uh, unsure about what they could do to be successful in life. And there's a concept in psychology called learned helplessness, where no matter what you do, you can't really get ahead in life. And I feel like, to a large extent, younger generations feel that. They feel that learned helplessness, that no matter what they do, they cannot really be successful in life. That it was because of decisions made before they were alive and definitely before they had power to change it, that are really shaping their lives. Even now that Gen X, millennials, and to some extent Gen Z are adults, it is still the baby boomers in charge of all the major organizations, in charge of the country as a whole. You're saying extremely elderly. I mean, you have to be 35 years of age to be the president of the United States, and that we're saying presidents who are 80-ish years of age, and even all the candidates are really old. So you're not even having a choice when it comes to a Democratic or Republican candidate for someone from the non-baby boomer generations to take over. And so, yeah, these generations are completely helpless until the baby boomer generation passes on. And by then, it's going to be too late. I would say it's already too late to see the changes that would lead to a better situation for younger generations. And so, yeah, I talked about this in the generational divide and the wealth divide segments the of the show, and not much can be done aside from becoming aware that the situation is as dire as it seems to be. And so that's what I'm going to leave you with today in answer to this question. Thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you again on another segment. Bye.